UFC 200 is around the corner, and tomorrow at Madison Square Garden, there'll be the official UFC 200 press conference, and we have two of certainly the most important people on that card, Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar are here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Bem-vindo.
Obrigado.
So okay, let's jump right into it, not waste any time. I know you're probably super psyched about this. First of all, let's start here. I'll start with you, Frankie. How big of an honor is it to be a part of this card of all cards? It'll be the first one at the new arena, the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. This is a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in this game for a long time. Been in the UFC for almost 10 years, and to be considered to headline or possibly headline, the biggest card to date, it means a lot. A lot of work put into this.
And what about for you, Jose? It's how excited are you just to be a part of 200?
Então é um grande evento. Acho que a empolgação é maior. Acho que a nossa luta também. Eu acho que é dois grandes atletas, dois ex-campeões. Então estou muito empolgado, feliz por fazer parte desse grande show.
It's a great event. I'm very excited, and not only the event, but it's going to be a great fight. We're two experienced, very good athletes. So I'm very happy and very excited to be a part of this event.
José, como você sinta sobre que foi com Conor at this point? Agora. How do you feel about what happened with Conor? Obviously, it was a disappointing thing for fans. How do you feel about it at this point?
Acho que pra mim, eu não tô nem aí pra ele. Eu fico preocupado comigo e com as minhas atitudes do que eu tenho que fazer. Então, pra mim, o que ele faz, deixa de fazer, eu não tô nem aí. Acho que é assim que eu procuro ver as coisas, né? Então, se ele fez, foi problema dele. Não tenho nada a ver com ele. E continuo fazendo coisas boas, que eu acho que é isso que os fãs querem ver.
I don't care about him, what he thinks, what he does. What I care is about my attitude, what I need to do. So I'm doing what I think I need to do. He can do whatever he wants. I'm trying to be the best for my fans.
Do you think you deserve to fight again?
Eu acho que sim, pelo fato de eu ser o único campeão peso-pena um longo tempo com o cinturão. Então eu merecia sim uma revanche imediata. Mas já que eles não deram, acho que eles deram uma nova luta agora. Então eu encaro isso como seja o próximo passo para retomar o cinturão.
Oh, yes, sure. I think that as the first and former featherweight champion for a long time with the belt, I think I deserve that rematch, but they didn't want to give it to me. They just gave me this new fight. So we taking on this new challenge as the first step to get that belt again.
Concordo. So, Frankie, how annoying is this going to be until the Conor situation is completely all done, and like we keep now getting mixed messages, which of course, in one sense, we have to admit it's all been good for UFC business, right? There is a part of that that's true, that it's been good because the conversation, it's rare. As I've become a bigger and bigger UFC fan, I can tell you, and working at ESPN, it's rare that it gets the kind of billing that it's been getting. So that's really been cool. But is it annoying now? And do you think you and other fighters annoyed with just how much conversation there is about the Conor Dana White situation?
Yeah, it's definitely getting tiresome, But like you said, he's bringing a lot of attention to us. Right from the get-go since he's been in there. Our weight class is probably the most talked about weight class in the UFC because of this guy. And all this, it's buzz. It's just bringing buzz to 200. In the end, it's bringing us more media, and I guess you really can't hate that.
Now, what about for you guys, though? Like, do you operate in a world where at this point you're the headliner, but that can change if they, in fact, add Conor to the card?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I know we're fighting 5 rounds. It's for an interim title, and that's all that matters to me.
Where are you at career-wise? Like you said, you put in 10 years. We're at a point now where with physical, really combat sports, but even, of course, with football, people are taking more and more consideration of their health. How do you feel right now? How long do you see this going for you? I mean, you're a well-spoken, good-looking guy. You could get into the other side of it easily if you wanted to be on the broadcast side. Where do you think about where you're at this point?
Yeah, I used to say I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off, but as long as I'm successful and my body feels good, I'll do it as long as I can. I still enjoy it. It still doesn't feel like work. I feel like I'm still peaking. I still feel like I have room to grow. So, I don't want to be taking a bunch of losses in a row. You know,
So is that
until-
where
until we get there.
is that where you draw the line? You think it's like once someone suffers a whole bunch of losses in a row?
I just think once I feel like I'm losing fights that I think I should be winning, you know, until that time comes, I'm good to go.
Jose, what are your thoughts on Frankie? This guy's a UFC. I mean, I don't want to go as far as saying legend now, but and make you old. But this guy's been around for a long time. What are your thoughts on having a fight with Frankie Edgar?
O Frank é um grande atleta.
He's a great athlete.
É um ex-campeão do peso leve, né? Onde que teve uma dominância muito grande também, pelo fato de ser menor do peso e conseguir o título. Eu acho que agora está muito bem na categoria. Eu acho que está bem mais adaptado do que a primeira vez que nós lutamos. Mas é uma nova história, uma nova luta. Eu acho que tanto eu quanto ele estão muito empolgados, que a gente sabe que está muito próximo de conquistar o cinturão linear, né? Então, é isso. Eu acho que a gente vai estar muito bem preparado para fazer um grande show. Eu acho que para todo mundo, que todo mundo espera ver isso. Então, nada mais justo que a gente estar nessa luta no UFC 200.
Yeah, he's a great champion, and especially due to the fact that he fought and he won under the weight. And he's got all my respect, but this is a new fight, and we're going to concentrate and make it a big spectacle for everybody, and we both want that belt. So,
Same question to you, Frankie. Tell me a little bit about Jose Aldo and A, what you think of him as a fighter, and B, your relationship personally. I mean, obviously, you guys don't seem like you have a ton of animosity between each other at this point. Seems like this is a fight that just is one that at this point isn't super personal, more about getting business done. But tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's probably the best 45-pounder that's been in the UFC to date. You know, minus that the hiccup he had last fight, he's it at 45, and it's I think a win over him is probably a better win than over Conor. You know, I think if they fought 10 times, that fight wouldn't go that way. You know, so yeah, it's gonna be. Our last fight was super close. Lots on the line for both of us. You know, I mean, I've been knocking on the door for the 45-pound title for a long time. I know he wants redemption at Conor, so we're kind of all, you know, we're trying to kill each other so we can get to Conor.
What did you think when you were watching that fight? Tell me, were you that was the Aldo McGregor fight was a big deal. In my opinion, it was really the first fight of Conor's that took on like sort of a really huge crossover moment. And then it turned out to be what it was. What was your situation, and how did you view it?
Yeah, I was super surprised. I definitely didn't see it going that way. Especially the night before, I was told that I was going to get the next title shot, and then the way that when it went down that way, I kind of just knew it probably wasn't going to go that way. You know, so it was a tough day. I was just knocked out Chad Mendes the night before. I was the top of the world.
Right, feeling great. Here you go.
Dana tells me you got the next shot. I'm like, I'm in. I got it, and then the next night, literally, it's like someone took the wind out from my sails.
Is there a consensus way? Have you spoken to other fighters in the time that this Conor Dana thing's been happening? Because I asked John Jones this last week. What I've been trying to get an idea of is I think it's a really complicated situation, right? I mean, obviously, I understand why Conor wants more money. He's a huge draw, and he's important, right? And much in the way Ronda was, very important, transcendent talent potentially. At the same time, I understand where Dana's at because you can't set precedents that you don't want to have to follow up. Where do you come down on this? And have you heard about where other fighters come down in this conversation?
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of split. I mean, I think they can see both sides of it. You know, I can see where Conor's coming from. But he talks about he doesn't want to promote anymore. You know, fighting got him there where he is today. And granted, fighting did, but what really got him there is his promotion ability. You know, he does it better than anybody. You know, there's a lot of good fighters out there that don't talk like him. They're probably maybe even better than him. And they're not where he is. He is where he is because of the promotion. Now you want to bail on that. It kind of doesn't make sense to me.
Do you feel, Jose, that the promotion part, like, Conor's been complaining about promoting and that it distracts from his training. Do you always view the promotion as almost just as much a part of your job as the fighting?
Sim, acho que isso faz parte do nosso trabalho. A gente sempre tem que fazer essas promoções. Eu acho que é assim que a gente começa a fazer a luta, né? Eu acho que tudo parte dessa mídia. Primeiro a gente tem que fazer promoções até o dia da luta. Então isso faz parte da nossa vida. Eu acho que nós, atletas, temos que passar por isso, sempre tá fazendo a mídia, divulgando luta, porque é assim que começa. Então, para mim, eu acho que faz parte, lógico, com antecedência a gente faz com o maior prazer.
Sure, to me that's part of the job. preparation for the fight, all this promotion and all the media, everything that we do is part of what makes the fight. So I do it with great pleasure because I think it's part of an athlete's life.
By the way, again, guys, UFC 200 will take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas on July 9th. I'm super excited for this. Actually, you know, I realized it's like 4 days before the ESPYs in Vegas, just right near LA. I have to go
There
to
you
200.
go.
Have you been to the arena yet?
I haven't. No.
I've heard it's amazing.
I heard Dana White said it's the best arena in the world. That's what he told
Yeah,
me.
people are saying, like, I know they opened a few weeks ago, and then I'm going in a couple weeks to Canelo Khan, which is there, which will be, I guess, the first real fight there. So we'll see how it is, but I heard that from, like, even a concert standpoint, it's supposed to be amazing. Now, we just found out that UFC will finally be coming to New York City. Does that pump you up? Is that something you look forward to doing?
For sure. You know, I was one of the first guys up lobbying in Albany with the UFC, and you know, every year I've been saying it's gonna happen, and after a while I was like, shit, I don't know if it's gonna happen, and finally we're here, and you know, November works out. July, November, I would love to fight an MSG card.
Do you ever, you know, one of the things, like I interview a lot of wrestlers, and obviously pro wrestling and UFC are vastly different for the sake that UFC is competitive and WWE is scripted. However, that said, there is a persona that can seem similar in the public eye, meaning that, like, back in the day, even before people were so aware that wrestling was a work, wrestlers would get tested all the time. Like, they would go out. That was the thing that would happen, was that wrestlers would get tested. You go out, people are drinking around you. Someone finds out that you're a fighter, and someone wants to say something. In this era that we live in, is anyone that dumb that they ever try to get slick with you when you're out in public, or no?
No, I haven't. I don't go out too much, but no, not recently. Not since I've been in the UFC.
Jose, has anyone ever tried to cause a problem with you when you're out in public? Maybe you're in Brazil just having a good time. Will this ever happen?
Acho que é muito difícil acontecer, né? Eu acho que, provavelmente, eu não saio na noite, então é muito difícil acontecer. Esse desafio eu levo na brincadeira, que eu acho que é assim que tem que ser.
There's not a big probability that would happen. I never hang out at night, so I don't think that would happen. Only
You
if
guys-
somebody was joking.
You guys are like the two safest. You're like the lowest risk Dana White fighters you could possibly have. So you're not a big party either. You don't go out much.
I got 3 kids, so
Right.
you know, I'm busy. But yeah, I mean, I'll go out every once in a while, but not like I used to when I was a kid.
Jose, who do you think is considered the great, truly? I don't know if it's an obvious answer that it's Royce Gracie or something, but who is truly the greatest, regarded as the greatest Brazilian fighter of all time?
Eu falo muito de gerações. Eu acho que, pra mim, o Royce também marcou uma época muito boa. Mas se eu fosse destacar um, o Anderson Silva, pra mim, foi o melhor, eu acho, assim, de tudo, né?
I always think in terms of generations. I think Royce was very important to me at that time, and I think he was great too. But if I had to say one name, I think Anderson Silva was the most complete.
Yeah, Anderson's phenomenal, and it's been, you know, still hopeful to see a little bit more from Anderson before it's all said and done. So, Frankie, for you, with 200 approaching, what are the ultimate goals that you have left? Obviously, you have this title out here standing in front of you. You try to claim at 200, but what else is there before it's all said and done for you?
Yeah, you know, I just want to make sure I get this second belt. You know, that's the thing. That's what I've been really gunning for. You know, 2 belts, different weight classes, and then we'll take it from there. I don't know if a 35-pound belt might come and play. We'll see. You know, I just got to make sure I get that 45-pound first.
And Jose, what about for you? Before your career is all done, what is it for you that would be most important? Would it be avenging Conor McGregor? Is it the title? What is it that you most want to do before it's all said and done for you?
Acho que, pra mim, eu sempre gosto de grandes lutas. Isso, desde o início da minha carreira, eu sempre quis fazer parte. Mas uma coisa assim que eu quero terminar de minha carreira é terminar sendo campeão. Acho que isso pra mim seria a coisa ideal.
I always like a good fight, great fights. That's something that always gives me great pleasure. But before I finish my career, I'd like to go out with a champion belt. I think that would be what I would like.
Hey, guys, it's been a pleasure to talk to both of you. Tomorrow at Madison Square Garden, Dana will be there, of course, as well. Misha Tate will be defending her bantamweight title against Amanda Nunes. That's going to go down. They'll be at the press conference as well. Jose and Frankie will be there. Will Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz be on the card as well? I'm sure we'll know that in the coming days. But that will be UFC 200, July 9th, T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. Thank you guys both. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, enjoy hanging out together.
Thank you, bro.
All right, cheers.
you, bud.
Obrigado.
Obrigado.